morning, good morning, good morning. How we all doing today? FOMC is gonna be crazy today. Hang on here, I'm getting some situations going on. We're sitting here, sitting above, right below this high, and then the daily fair value gap that I've been saying we're going to be hitting, but we haven't hit. So I'm expecting that to be hit this morning. I'm expecting us to run into this level. That's kind of what I've been watching. We've had quite an expansion since the move. We could get some retracement before the news, before open, but we will see. I would love for this just to fly high. But that's not how price works. We'll probably get some type of retracement here. How are we all doing this morning? How's your day going? It's really not wanting. It's been respecting pretty much every significant fair value gap. But yeah, this morning was FOMC. We had that happen right here. There's the candle. Boom. Pretty indecisive. It didn't really want to go lower at all. It just started moving higher. That's what it's been doing since news. My analysis is hit these highs and we start looking for short. That's really what I want to see happen. I want to see these highs hit and then we start looking for some shorts. I like for price to start moving higher. Let's see here. Good morning. Well, Wilhelm, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're having a good day. Hoping you're having a good day. I had, if you look at the top of the screen, I got the code. I'm excited about that. Finally got there. Has something a little bit more attractive compared to some of the random letters and numbers. Open's going to be here in about 7 minutes. Let's see how the market wants to react to kind of this push higher, if we're going to retrace or if we're going to launch higher. I mean, honestly, it's 50-50 at this point. 50-50 on what it wants to do. I mean, based on just the aggression, I wouldn't be surprised if we run higher. That's really what I would like to see, just to get a market maker sell model in order. Here we are on the hourly, sitting here, right here, looking at this high and this high being grabbed. That's what I'm looking at, right? We have this sharp drop in the PM session. Look at that candle. That's just probably going to explode right after that. That's not even open. We're going to be patient. we're going to be patient. We're going to wait for something pretty to set up for us. How was you guys' trading day yesterday? How did you guys fare yesterday? You guys do well? I got off a little early. Had a couple good moves, and that fared well. Four minutes till open. This is a immediate rebalance where it fills this area. Let's see if it wants to close higher. If it closes green, this should be fully balanced and we shouldn't return to this area. Let's see if that happens. Well, it did explode higher there. Grabbed a little bit of the liquidity sitting right here, but we really wanted to hit this daily fair value gap. The daily is what we're looking for. Let's see. I missed. Oh, we got some chats. Chats are up. Adam, good morning. Yeah, I like the code. Looks fancy. Scalp and ICT. I did really well at first, then overtraded and ended with a loss on the day. Dude, I totally feel you. That's close to my heart. I feel you, man. Chart trader, no trades. DT, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Finding your groove. Finding the groove. Dude, I have a little bit of a conversation we're going to have today, and it's going to be about that, scalp and ICT. It's going to be about that, finding the groove. It'll be good. Oh, yeah, thanks for the hat, DT. I like it too. I was buying some firearms and they're like, hey, you spent over X amount of money, you get a free hat. I'm like, I'll take it. All right, so look at that. We wicked up just below it. Do you see that? You guys see that? We'll get a, here's open. Nose, that's interesting right there. Leaving it for, we're technically not in there. We have a up move still. And this is really what I wanted. I told you that my weekly objective was to hit the daily or the daily fair value gap, and then I would love to run for the weekly sell side liquidity. Weekly sell side liquidity is sitting way down here, right there. That would be my weekly sell side liquidity, sitting at 18,486. That's what I want to see. All right, here's an inversion. I'm not doing nothing till this daily's hit. And if we leave that, I guess we leave it, and we're going to leave triple highs. That's just insane. Buy side liquidity, 4-hour tagged. Yeah, I just think, man, how do you do this? How do you do this to me? You have to leave it by literally a tick. What is this? Let's see. 390.50, and the high of this candle is 390.50. We made exact equal highs. That's intentional, bro. That's intentional. That just doesn't happen by accident. That doesn't happen by accident. So we'll look at this retracement as an opportunity to go long. Here's a breaker sitting right here. We just tagged. Let's see if it wants to run lower. We do have a market maker sell model. What sucks for me is because we left the equal high, I'm not interested in this crazy drop because I don't want it to have high volatility and then decide to run against me. I'm going to be patient. Like I said, I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to wait. And I don't care if I miss moves. I'm saying it out loud because I want to fully believe it. I don't care if I miss moves. There'll always be another move. Always. Always. I think the biggest reason of failure, one of the biggest, is the desire not to miss a move and feeling like you're missing it. There's going to be another one, man. So you try to make it happen. You try to get in when you shouldn't. And what does a 2-minute look like? 2-minute looks really nice. Looks really nice. I could see this just dropping right here. I don't think we got any more news today. Is today Wednesday? 31st? We do. We have 9:45 Chicago PMI. And 10 a.m. pending home sales. Oh, it's going to be volatile today. Whew. I might wait till 10, folks. I mean, this looks really nice. I hate that they left that. This is really bothering me. One tick higher. Probably would have still felt the same way. But this was a nice breaker, man. That was a really nice breaker right there. Do you see that? You go down to the 30-second, it's going to look very, very nice. There's the breaker right there. High, low, higher, high, breaking lower. Could have took that one and been done for the day, but this is what's my issue, is we created equal highs. I just can't go. I can't go short when I do that. When that happens. I like this 2-minute. We're really high in premium. I know we're waiting for something. So I'm tape reading this. I want to see that inverse. I want to see this breaker fail. I mean, technically it's already played out and you would have, nice win right there. Am I marrying myself to these highs? Probably. What's 10:30? I didn't see no 10:30. I see 10 a.m. pending. There, let me jump. I'll show you. It'll pop up here in a second. Is that what it is? No, that's not it. Sorry. No, that's not it. There it is. There's the calendar home sales. It is the calendar Wednesday. We got 9:45, 10, and 2. So, I will be done by 11 on this one. Done by 11. Coming up to that breaker again. Normally, if this would have hit, this would be a short. This would 100% be a short. Right there. But we ain't taking it because we made equal highs. Those equal highs kind of threw a wrench in some of our opportunities this morning. I trade the morning. I might go on. You know, I've become less and less like awestruck by FOMC. If I get my moves, I'll be done. If I get my handles, I'll be out. I don't even care. We came into this 15-minute. This was the high. I like that. This showing support here. Just a volatile move, most likely. We'll probably run this. Whoops. Five-minute. Ran into this order block. $53 seconds. Well, we got 5 minutes till news on again. If we ran right now and we closed, I'd probably take it. I doubt we're going to get it closed, though. Yeah. Probably going to run right now. You just can tell by the candle and the volatility. I took a personal trade on that. Just because of the volatility, I took that right around here and hit the high. You could just tell by the volatility. This wasn't copy traded, just a personal. I wasn't going to take that on a copied account. But objective has been hit. That feels good. It does feel good. It does feel good. Patience pays, man. Patience pays. Okay, so what do we want to wait for here? We still got 9:45 and 10 o'clock news, and then FOMC at 2 o'clock. I don't know how much higher I want to play. I have some levels on the 15-minute that right here we have on the daily. So we have a daily. It's either the daily or the 4-hour, but we have some breaker and a bearish OB here. We could push all the way up to these levels and still be within this fair value gap. The daily. So let's jump to the daily here. Let me show you guys a higher time frame. I got the 1 minute sitting right here. So we got our eyes on it. It ain't going nowhere. But we got this nice market maker sell model. We're going to continue lower. Higher long term, short term swing trading term, we're probably going to keep going lower. But we got this nice breaker right here on the daily. And then we have this daily bearish order block, and this is overlapping in these areas. So I expect price to maybe flirt with these areas. I don't know. I mean, that's not a hard set rule. My absolute is I wanted it to see hit this level, and if we're super heavy, we're just gonna drop from after we tag this daily. Leave the daily here and tag the daily, and then just start dropping, and we'll see if that's the case. Price is really volatile right now. We got some big candles going on. This candle right here is 30 handles. I mean, 414. Geez. Yeah, 35 handles is this one candle right here. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Volatility is great. Too much volatility is deadly. Deadly. I like this inversion. This is a nice inversion here. We just ran the highs. It could fake out first. It may come back later, but this is let's see if it wants to go drop lower or not. Yep, and still wants to drop. I am sharing it. Oh my gosh, I'm so focused on the market, guys. I'm not paying attention. Why didn't somebody say something? I'm sorry, guys. I feel bad. I'm talking over there and you're looking at your own comments. Yeah, I understand why I only have 3 likes on the stream right now. I wouldn't be giving myself likes either after all of that. Give me a thumbs up if it's looking good now. I'm sorry about that, guys. I think, okay, so what I was saying here, let me go back and say it. I did take just a 10 handle short here. I'm sorry. We closed, we hit this high, we closed, and I just took 10 handles and got out because I don't like the volatility. So as soon as it moves in my direction, I'm just going to get out for right now. until things slow down. Good day, Mags. IF, I apologize. Your comment is the one that gave me the indication that I was not. Analysis sitting right here. We have this series of down close candles. Check this out. If we do a Fibonacci tool, one standard deviation, look at that. If we double this move from this high to this low, look what it hits. Just about this high. This is called a manipulation leg. Higher. So this move here is probably going to be 4 times the size as this. That's what that is. Okay, so we already have quite a big move so far. I think we're going to have to retrace a little bit. And these are optional, but they're just good to have on your chart to know that they're there. So if we do get some bullish price action, there's a reason why we could have it. This is probably our area of resistance if we are going to go higher. We could be so heavy where we just start dropping. That's an absolute option here. We could be so heavy it just wants to tank. Because ultimately my objective was hitting this high right here, hitting this daily fair value gap, which has been completed. So now I'm gonna give it a minute to smooth out. Hang on. Is it choppy for you guys? I'm getting an error on my screen here. I'm going to let it smooth out. I'm going to let it calm down a little bit. News just happened here at 9:47. Now we're going to wait for 10 a.m. and then we'll look to see if we can get a setup here. I want to see this show resistance if we want to be heavy, which we did make all this move higher here. So we have reason to go lower. We did put in this nice candle right here. So I want this fair value gap to show some resistance. This is an inversion gap. This is the one I played just a quick 10 handle short. I want to find resistance right here and I want it to move lower. No entry, just I use OBS for my streaming, and they allow you to put pictures on your screen. So all these frames are pictures surrounded by my video camera that I size to make the exact size that I want. And then the background is a video that's on loop. And it just loops. I appreciate it, Scalping. Sons of Rhythm, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're having a good day. We're going to have a big, who said that? A big regular trading gap below us, 100%. This is why I think we're heavy, and I want to see this show resistance. If we break through this, we're probably running high again, making a new high. But there's not even a breaker opportunity in this. It's just I want to find resistance. This is a continuation of this close below right here. You could technically go short right here if you wanted based on this inversion gap. There's just so much volatility that this candle right here is 30 handles. So you got 30 handles of manipulation that you're going to have to handle in a single candle. So I just don't want that right now. But this looks really nice to run lower. It does. And if you look at the bottom of my camera, this is not financial advice. No siree. Ah, I know what you're feeling, man. Downsizing is good. I'm gonna have a conversation. We're gonna talk about fundamentals today. We're gonna talk about fundamentals. I'm gonna show you a quick video too. We're gonna do a little extracurricular activities. I'm gonna show you a quick 1-minute video on one of the goats of basketball. Who's the GOAT of basketball? Who do you think the greatest of all time? In my mind, I got two. I mean, they're pretty obvious. I think they're pretty obvious, at least. See what I mean? Even these wicks higher, you know, you want to go short, but that's from 66 to 83. That's 20. That's 17 handles. There's just a lot of volatility right now. We got equal lows right there. Greatest of all time, I think, is Jordan and Kobe. We're going to do a quick, short 1-minute video of something I heard Kobe say that really got me thinking, that really gave me a new perspective on what I need to be focusing on as a trader. I love watching people that have dedicated their lives to be great at something because there's so many lessons. You'll see the same thing over and over and over on those that want to be great. If you want to be the greatest, if you want to be the best, you look at those that have become the best in their chosen field, and you will see the same pattern over and over. And I had an aha moment yesterday. I'm going to share some of that. But we got too much volatility right now. Too much craziness going on. We're going to stay focused, watch the charts. So who said regular trading hours? Right down the bottom, you'll see, you won't be able to see it on my, but there's a electronic trading session. Now this is the regular trading session, and then bam, do you see that giant gap right there? This will be filled, I don't know when. I'm hoping sooner than later because I want to run this sell side liquidity now. But it's going to flirt around these highs. It's going to flirt around this daily, and then at some point we're going to get it. It may wait for FOMC. It may wait for that. It may wait for 2 o'clock today. 2 and 2:30. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we flirt like we're going higher and then we just drop. We're slowly pushing our way through this fair value gap. We're slowly pushing our way. I mean, technically, it's still valid until we close above this. But you got to understand too, we're in premium of this leg. We got a new leg here, guys. I mean, I really want to look for a short. Here's our leg that we just made overnight in this morning. And we're looking at 700 points. We have a 700 point spread right there. And in my mind, we're premium. Unless we just really want to keep running, we're in discount in relation to this leg, but that's not how I trade. Nobody trades in relation to this. People will see this as a cheap, and they'll add to their portfolio for long positions. Absolutely. But I'm looking for an opportunity for a short. I really would like to see this green candle close below the high, the opening price of this down close candle. Personally. If we close above this, it's telling us we may see higher prices. This is just order flow. Good morning, BS. 4 hour, if everybody's wondering, looks like this. So we got the 4 hour. If we close above this level here, this 4 hour candle at the 10 a.m. candle from yesterday, what he's saying is that's going to confirm that we may be bullish. Which, I mean, in 3 minutes, are we really going to drop all the way down to 19,222? Probably not. There's definitely room to play in this daily fair value gap. There is. I 100% agree, John. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, what the heck? And what does that mean? That may mean we don't take a trade. Maybe we don't get the model and the entry that we want, so we choose to stay off. That wouldn't be so bad. It sounds horrible, but it's really not. All right, so we closed above this inversion, this bearish inversion gap right here. We wanted to see resistance, and we worked our way through it. We should run this high. And if we don't do it in this next candle in 20 seconds, then price is indifferent at the moment. We need to wait for more information because there's no reason for it to stop at this point. We got LRLR right here. I would love to see this ran with a big green candle, leave a bearish fair value gap, and then we inverse it, running this liquidity. I would love that. I would play that in a heartbeat. Boom, boom. That's what I would play that. But we would need to run that high right there. And it would also have to have a fair value gap. See, the thing I don't like about this candle, John, is on the 4 hour is even though we had a change in state of delivery, we already grabbed the liquidity. So even though it's indicating a higher move, it already ran the target. It already ran the target. Could it go higher? Yes, but what do you target? There's nothing to target. So you really can't play long when you've already grabbed the liquidity. So any move higher will go without me. And I'll just play any retracements that come through if they show up. I just can't go long. This is what I was talking about. I wanted to see a fair value gap like that. Let's see if it stays open. And then if it closes with a nice bearish candle, that would be good for this swing low right here. So I'm not, I can't, I don't think I want to go long. On top of that, my sell side target is down here. We also have another sell side target sitting right here. That's another news candle, 10 a.m. candle. We never filled that data low. This was a data low that hasn't been grabbed yet. I'm looking at this level right here. That's a data low that hasn't been grabbed yet. All right, let's watch this and see what it wants to do right there. Doesn't look like it wants to give it to us. Nope. I was hoping for that to close. Didn't get it. Still nothing. Becoming less interested in it the more we close in it and not break lower. I want it to be a quick run. Like this. Look at the difference between this right here. When we broke below this inversion, we did it in 2 candles and we did it quickly. That's more confidence than us doing this and then just playing around in here. I'm not as interested in this anymore. If we break below it and then run, okay, great. Now, the opposite is true as well. If we stay around in here for then when you break below it, that becomes a really obvious entry. So if we're going to mess around in here, it needs to mess around in here for a while before it breaks lower. But, 5 or 6 minutes, 7 minutes, I'm not interested. It's kind of weird. Why? Because this tells me it's legit. It's really a key level that has supported price. So when it breaks below it, it's going to be aggressive lower. I'm not interested in any upside, guys. Just for those that, if I haven't said it enough, I'm saying it again. I'm not interested in any upside. The only way I could see some upside is if you look on the 4-hour. We have a breaker, we have a low, a high, lower low. If you were to come into that high, ideally this high, you could probably go down to the 1. This high right here, which is in the middle, I'm choosing that because it's slightly in the middle of this 1-hour fair value gap. That would be interesting to see price come down to that and then go long. If we really do want to go higher, that would be the area to do it. But if we're just going to have straight candles higher, I'm not interested in that. I want to see some type of retracement. Well, Peter, I'll let other people join. That's fine. I'm not. If it wants to go higher, it wants to go higher. But I need a model and a picture in my mind that shows me it wants to go higher, and I don't have that yet. I love this low resistance liquidity. I really like that. Didn't get my coffee this morning. I'm waiting for price to do something different than just this trend line higher. I want it to break out of this trend line that we are seeing. I would love for it to run this. I don't know how I feel about that level right now. It's an order block right here. Let's see if it wants to find support there, or if it wants to run through this order block and close. That right there, John, I will agree with you. After 2:30, today is where most of the moves are probably going to take place. We're just looking for one clean, clear setup. It may not give it to us. So being patient, and that's why I said I'm going to be off in about 45 minutes, because after that, it's not worth trading because of FOMC. Now, ICT talks about first stage and second stage of FOMC. But he does also talk about that sometimes you don't get a second stage. Sometimes it's just one continual move. This may be one of those days, especially if we've already hit our high. If it expands lower first, I think that's going to be the move. If we go higher first, okay, that might be a manipulation, but if we go lower, I'm sticking with a one size fits all type move. It's lower and lower it goes. Let me see if I can find that post. All right. We're gonna show you guys this. Oh no, that's not right. All right. This is the video I came across. We're gonna play it real quick, and then we'll talk about it.
You know, I had a summer where I played basketball when I was like 10 or 11 years old, and I don't score 1 point the entire summer.
How'd you not score?
Because I was terrible.
Really?
Yeah. From there, I just went to work, and then I was just killing everyone. And it happened in 2 years. What I had to do was work on the basics and the fundamentals. Right when I was turning 14, I became the best player in the state.
So from 12 to 14, you went from scoring 0 to being the best in the state.
But it's simple. Like if you do the math on this, right? If you're thinking about how often kids are playing, and I tell this to my daughter: if you want to be a great player, if you play every single day, 2-3 hours, over the course of a year, how much better are you getting? Most kids will play maybe an hour and a half, 2 days a week. Not gonna get it done, right? So if you're obsessively training 2-3 hours every single day over a year, over 2 years, right, you make quantum leaps. That's it.
Show up every single day.
Show up every single day, do the work.
That right there, there was one thing he said. There's one thing he said in there that really grabbed my attention, that just like started getting me thinking about trading. And that was, he said he'd scored no points for one entire summer. And then he said he had to work on the basics and the fundamentals. And I think in trading, most traders forget the basics and the fundamentals. And I think the basics, because there's so many types of trading, I think there's several different ways you can look at what fundamentals are, right? Whether you use the VWAP, you use the moving average, or if you use ICT Concepts. I think there are different fundamentals that people need to be looking at because there's more than one way to make money. For me, I use ICT, obviously. And for me, those fundamentals are, I think the two biggest fundamentals are patience and discipline, right? You got to have patience and discipline to only take the trades you know you're supposed to trade and take. You got to have the patience to be able to wait. You have to have the discipline to be patient, right? And then when you look at just the technical analysis side, I think the fundamentals is being able to read order flow, right? Not look at all these fancy patterns and strategies that are popping up freaking everywhere. CRT, SMB, SMT. I mean, there's so many three-letter syllables that are coming out. It's insane. It's just marketing. But understanding and reading order flow is, I think, the base and is a foundational and fundamental thing that we have to learn. So for me, I was thinking through that. What is that for me? I think what I'm going to focus on is I'm going to take every day after the day has moved, and I'm going to reread price action. We have a tool called the replay tool on TradingView, and I'm going to replay it and look at the close and opens of all the candles and figure out where do I think price is going to go based on the open and close, looking at the fundamentals, looking at order flow, watching the fair value gaps, order blocks on higher time frames, seeing how it plays out, and doing that over and over and over. And I think that is what gives us that solid foundation to become a very successful trader in the future. And it really just inspired me to dig my feet into the ground, to not give up, to push harder, to focus more, because I believe I have so much more room to grow, so much more room for development. And it's so easy once you start making money to get comfortable. And I don't want to get comfortable. I want to blow this out of the water. I want it to be undeniably clear that I'm the best. That is what I want to be. Not because I want to be best, but because I believe that the Lord's asked me to do this, and I want to give the glory to the Lord in everything that I'm doing. And I mean, even the name of my channel is that. I mean, that is the intention. I want the glory to be for the Lord. But I know there's a part that I have to play and you have to play in that. And that is, are we willing to put the time in to the fundamentals, into those foundational elements of trading, and not being distracted by all the fancy three-letter strategies that are coming out all over the place. So, I don't know. I was just thinking about that, and I think it's something that's very important. If you look at your trading as finding and working on the fundamentals, working on the foundational fundamentals for your trading strategy over and over and over, putting in more time than what other people are doing. You know, like he said, most people will get into the gym to practice their shot maybe an hour and a half a week, maybe twice a week. But if you're doing it 2 hours a day, you're going to have quantum leaps forward compared to what other people are, right? You hear people on the chat that talk about they're struggling. I've been doing this for 8 years, 7 years, 5 years. Well, how much time on a daily basis did they really put into their skill, into mastering that skill, right? I don't care if somebody's been trading 10 years, right? What I care about is how many hours did you put in? How many hours have you put in when you were really like, I'm committed to this? How many hours did you put in when you felt like giving up and continue to push through that to continue to develop those fundamentals? I think that the story of the struggling trader that put in the time and the effort is way more inspiring than somebody that makes it in, 3 months, that becomes successful in 3 months, because of the amount of internal drive and internal discipline and having and learning to overcome. So that's my thoughts on the matter. That's my thoughts on the matter. BF, you might be right. I was thinking that this could be the beginning of a market maker sell model, and we're on the accumulation stage right now. The only thing, I mean, that's 640 640. That's 200 points away. I've seen some crazy stuff the last 2 weeks. I've seen, 400 handles in an hour? Is that what we did one day? Is that 400 handles in an hour? I think that they couldn't have been 400 handles. Maybe it was. $200 handles. If we are in a trending market, here's the thing you can look at. You can go long on these fair value gaps and put your stops right below them. Or at the low of the candle. I do like this. It's giving us an order block. Let's see if it closes below. All right, we're in this. See if it wants to continue higher here. Relatively cheap trade. We want to see it close below this. If it closes above, we'll be out right away. We got 10 seconds. Let's see where it closes. Okay. Out of that trade. Went right back against us. Sorry, I had kids screaming in the background. That was a relatively cheap trade. Do you guys understand why I took that? I mean, obviously it's a loss. The 2 minute still 2 minute just closed against it. So this trade lost, but do you see how cheap of a trade this was? I'll take this. I will do this again. That was a clear, we created the high. We had a clear swing low. We had an aggressive candle lower that closed. And it just so happened ran against us. I would have taken that. I'll take that 10 times out of 10. And the stop loss, this is only 10 handles compared to what we were seeing, 30 handles. So that's a loss that you just take in the chin and you move on. Get my micros. Let's see if I can get my micros up, guys, because that's where I'm taking my trade. Let's see if that gets up here. Crude oil inventory in 1 minute. It hasn't been working lately. There it goes. All right, so I'll be able to show that there when it. Filmverse, how you doing, man? I am doing well on my end. ES daily for IGAPC you reach done. Agree. Patience is the hard part. I mean, I would take that trade that I just did. I would take that again. Give me a second here, guys. Okay. Okie dokie. Alright, I'm going to be on for about 15 more minutes. My kids are headed back to school here soon, and my wife wanted to take them to the zoo, and I kind of want to take my kids to the zoo. So we're gonna give it 15 minutes. Right at the beginning of the macro. Let's see if something happens right there, and then we'll call it a day. ES very strong, touching daily order block now. PM session will be interesting. There's an old opening range gap above 19,640. I'm interested in that one. 19,640. I see one right here at 19,800. There's a big one. It's crazy in my household right now. It is crazy. From last Tuesday. Let's see, what is that? Yeah, last Tuesday, July 23rd. I see that right here, but on my charts, I got that opening range gap is at 19,883. Oh, no. That's just, okay, I see. Regular trading hours. Yep. That probably will pop up right there. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. That's big. That's a good eye. Good call on that. I think there's opportunity there. I think there's some opportunity there. That's really big. And we basically skipped all of this resistance here. Price will do that. Do you see how it closes and then it opens above all of this consolidation, and then it uses as support to go higher? I can see that. I could change my bias now to go long because of that. I'm not going to go long, but I can see how we could go higher and not want to take anything short. I probably would want to wait for a clear displacement, huge displacement lower before I did that. Filmverse. Okay, I'm seeing your messages here. Where can I learn trading? I'm new to the market. There's you can go on my channel. I'm starting I got two things for you. ICT, Inner Circle Trader, is the man to go. If you Google ICT, that's where I learned everything. If you want to learn trading, also, I do ICT's concepts. So I just started a series called The Essential Trader. And I'm going over all the foundational elements of ICT concepts: fair value gap, order blocks, breakers, order flow, understanding balanced price ranges, liquidity, internal to external liquidity. Those things, I'm going to be doing videos on them on a regular basis. I have the next one coming out for the inversion fair value gap coming up probably today or tomorrow. So welcome to subscribe to this channel, but if you want complete on everything that's already out there, it's ICT Concepts. He has hundreds and hundreds of videos, but they're all, you can start by doing, will somebody drop his foundational or his core content in the chat? Just drop the link in here. If you haven't watched his core content, watch month 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that would be a great foundational, great place to get started. That'd be a good place to be started. Then somebody also drop, if you guys can, drop ICT's channel in here. And then also his core content month 1 series, if you guys can. Can somebody do that? Put that in the chat. See if I got that. Here's his channel. And his playlist. Here's the displacement I'm looking for. Let's see if it actually closes below some of these levels here. I'm looking for month 1. Here it is. So that is the core content. That's a great place for you to start. Plenty of content. As I'm building my my film database, it's just not as full as his yet, and he's the GOAT. But you're welcome to hang out with us and live stream every day where we go over his concepts and we talk about them. If you have questions about ICT's concepts, drop them in the chat and I'll answer them and we'll go over all those. Here's a breaker. Let's see if it wants to find resistance right here. And move lower. I'm interested in seeing this go lower right now. breaker that I'm referring to is right here. All right, we are entering the macro here in 30 seconds. You could say a close below this inversion gap would be a confirmation of the breaker. And if it is going to go lower, I'd want to find resistance here in that fair value gap. Yeah, Filmverse, you're welcome to hang out here as long as you want. We're going to be wrapping up here. I'm wanting to see this play out, though. I did get in early on that breaker. I went in to wait for the confirmation of this close. Let's see if it wants to close below. If it doesn't close below here, I'll probably just close my trade. Give me a close below. Come on. There it is. I like to target this level here. Gonna take one contract off there. It's gonna fill me on a second one here. I'll just do this. Hit it. There we go. It's 25 handles right there. $25 handles. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, boys. I think that was a good win right there. I was waiting for... I got in on the breaker. I wasn't ready to confirm it yet because we have this uptrend. I was waiting for this basically to close below for my confirmation. That's when you guys basically saw it, right when about it was closing here. And then we ran, or excuse me, I was, let me jump back to the other. I got in on the breaker. I was waiting for it to close here. You guys saw it right when we closed about here. And then we were targeting this swing low right here. Okay. All those things I called out beforehand. This is not an alert service. So you can make the decision if you want to take the breaker or the inversion yourself. Sometimes I'll call them out, get in when I'm calling them. Sometimes I'm like 50-50, so I'm getting in and I'm waiting for more confirmation, right? So win on the day. I'm happy about that. We're up nice today. We're up nice. That was a copied trade account, so that was on multiple accounts. So we got a win. Okay, folks, my wife is probably staring at me through the door. I'm going to call this a day. I'll be back here tomorrow. Same time, 9:20 Eastern Standard Time, New York time. We'll be going over, work on your fundamentals. Go through price action today and read price. Find out where your fair value gaps are. I made $150 on each account. So because we had, I half size today, that was only, I did very small amount of contracts. I only did two micro contracts. So give me $150 on multiple accounts. Right now I'm trading 5 accounts. So little under $1,000. I have a long ways to go, folks. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm probably one step ahead of you that you can learn from. So we're going to call it a day, folks. Thanks for being here. We'll be here tomorrow, 9:20.